So me and my friend decided to rank every single move in Elemental Battlegrounds against one another based on how useful they are, and that's kinda it. And yes, this includes all 170 moves in the game. Ultimates were weird, so we ranked them separately at the end, strictly against each other, and Sands will not be included.
Well, yeah, that's fine. We don't really make tier lists for ultimates. Ultimates are too hard to judge.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fine. But
yeah, let's. I guess we just go through the list.
yeah, let's start with
Cross.
Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm, that's what it's called.
Leaf Storm, I would put in decent.
Yeah,
It's big, it does damage, and that's about it.
and it launches people
Doesn't
up, which is
it launches people up? It doesn't combo well. It's easy to get out of with
It's like
most transform.
it's like a finisher move to a combo. You can pull someone in, then
Yeah,
fire.
it's absolutely massive and fast.
Yeah,
but
it pulls someone in, and you can aim it to the last second that you shoot it. It's not just you aim one direction, it takes a second to charge and shoots the direction you aimed it. It's you get a second to decide where you want to shoot it.
I put it in there, not decent. It's really, you don't have any reason to pick this move. It's a filler.
It's a beginner move, really.
I didn't even know what this Earth. Oh, that's the spikes, right?
Spikes,
Yes,
yeah.
Earth spikes. I put it in. Why? It's bad. It's so bad. You'd never use this.
It does actually decent damage.
It can combo and it does good damage, but it's so slow. It's
Yeah.
for a melee move. It forces you to stand still. You don't want that with melee attacks.
Yeah, so
I put it in. Why?
Rock Fist is meh, actually, in my opinion.
It's just a worse Comet Crash. If you have space, you are never going to use Rock Fist. And
Yeah.
even then, if you have Earth, you'll probably have Water or Grass. And those transport moves are just better. I'd put it in Y as well.
Fair enough. This move is also.
This does a lot of damage, and if it's a weaker asteroid belt, and you can combo into it with things like Light AoE or Black Hole, and it can do a lot of damage. But
How do I stop seeing this? Why do I have an option to stop seeing this? But why do I not have an option to stop seeing this?
I don't know.
Oh, it's
Just-
gone.
Okay, sweet. Oh, they're both gone.
Oh, yeah.
I refresh. Yes.
Yeah. So
Thank you, Survey Monkey.
saving
I
life.
put it in there because you don't have a reason to pick it in the late game, and in the early game, it's just okay because the other mini projectiles are better.
Now, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you seen somebody use rock armor?
Rock Armor is very specific with its use. I'm not quite sure the stat changes it provides.
I think it gives a 50% debuff, 50% defense buff, so half damage. But it
On
also,
paper, it sounds good, but it just guarantees you're gonna hit as well.
yeah, it also makes you really slow, so it's just
I put it in Y. Earth just isn't a very good element.
even the ultimate.
Now, Wind Cannon.
Wind Cannon.
Wind Cannon is get the fuck away from me. I'd put it in decent.
I
It doesn't do
think-
too much
I'd say great, actually. Wind Cannon is, like, it's good for things.
Yeah, but it's also similar to other moves. If it's outclassed, you kind of have to put it down a tier because the Chaos Big Projectile move does the same thing but better. It does more damage.
Yeah, okay. Wind Tornadoes, though, is really good.
Yeah, that's in. I would put it in server. Also, we need to make up another tier above this. Server clearing could not be the highest. Yeah, that's about.
Add or above.
Make it light blue.
No, not blue. No. I've got the name, don't worry.
You name you back in the settings where you just go.
I don't use tier off.
I think I dread
What?
fighting this.
No.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Jason Bourne.
it's a Jason Bourne reference.
Okay, well,
Alright.
I'd put that in server clearing. It's just a solid pull throw.
And plus, with Temporal Trap, it's guaranteed to hit all three if you use it right.
Yeah, the most used combo though is that plus Spirit AoE, which is the most annoying early game combo ever,
Yeah.
and I hate it.
Mm.
Wind Descend, I like it.
It's-
It's a good escape move. You're not gonna. You can combo.
If you're good at aiming, you can combo with it. And
Yeah.
I found out there's a combo you can do where you can Wind Descend and Divine Grab into Dragon Slam. This is really good timing.
I would put it in great because it's fast. It's hard to get you out of it because even if you're stunned, you'll still get knocked up.
Now, with Spiral Spin is just it's a good movement move for early game, really early game.
Especially, it's really good with Wind Descent specifically. But
it
can combo. It does stun if you hit someone with it. But it's too slow because I'm pretty sure maximum sprint speed is just the same speed as this move. I put it in there.
Yeah. Now this move, it's one of the only instant travel moves or instant.
It's not very good. It's actually got quite a lot of delay for an instant travel move. It doesn't do much damage. The stun isn't very long. It's got a long cooldown.
Yeah. Which is
put it in. It's fine early game if you're having trouble hitting. So I'd put it in.
Yeah. Now fire this one.
I would put it in server clearing.
This one. Do we need to say anything? It's just.
It's just speed and damage. What else do you want?
I also want to put this in great. It's just a very good movement move.
Similar to other moves, it has the shortest cooldown in second, but it does get outclassed later on just by other transport moves. Oh, should we be explaining what these moves are in case people don't know?
Okay, I can do this. I'll do best. The roll spikes in front of you, they get taller, does more damage the further away enemies are. Halves your speed, doubles your defense. You kind of just stand still for a second, and then you slam over to where your mouse cursor is with an obvious, range limit. You become a small cycle and just move around. It deals damage and stuns if you hit somebody. The bit of delay, instant travel, range limit, stun,
shoots a lightning bolt. It's meh.
It's fine. It's meh. Yeah, that's right. Dumps a bunch of rocks above your head the longer you charge, the more they spawn, and you throw them.
But you have to stand still during it, which is a big weakness.
And they slide against the terrain. It's good damage. Good damage. Just standing still is not good.
Leaf Tornado. This just summons a tornado in front of you and then shoots it out, launches people upwards.
Yeah. This just sends people to heaven come.
It just knocks people in front of you away from you. It's pretty good.
Instant teleport, pretty short range. Shadow Sneak
Yeah. It is the only teleport in the game that you upwards, which is a good thing. Because every other teleport you have to click where you want to teleport. This one you just aim in the direction and it'll teleport.
This just launches people. This launches you up and stuns nearby people.
Yeah.
Fire armor. You are immune to burn. You deal more damage while you're in fire, and hitting people gives you a speed boost.
Yeah, hitting people, you do more damage. You're immune to fire. Hitting people gives you a speed boost, and taking damage. So you'll always be running at max.
This just shoots one tornado, then 2 tornadoes, then 3 tornadoes. Shocking pattern. It's really good.
Yeah. It stuns. It does a shit ton of damage. It's really massive hitbox. It's great.
Okay. If you're using it by yourself, you have to be really predicting of where the enemy's going to get launched because it's hard to hit all 3. But if you use it with a trapping move like the Spirit AoE or a Temporal Trap, then it's good.
Lightning Dispersion. This one, you slam the ground and shoot lightning all around you. It's bad. It's really slow. It doesn't do much damage, and it doesn't combo ever.
Consecutive lightning bolts. It's kind of like this, but it comes from the sky.
You just shoot a bunch of lightning bolts in front of you. It's fast. It comes out pretty fast. There's a lot of range. It doesn't do much damage, and it's very long cooldown.
That's what I know. That's why. So I guess it goes Y on every one.
Yeah, I put in Y. You don't have a reason to use it.
This one's solid. It's solid.
I put it in only just meh because most of the mini projectile moves aren't that good aside from a few.
It shoots a bunch of bullets that are slightly affected by gravity and create lava patches on the floor which do damage over time.
Yeah. With all lava moves, if you can trap someone in it, it's really good. But by itself, they're not very good.
Yeah, but it easily gets outclassed by the dark projectile move.
Yeah, Sombra Brisk is just good.
This move,
I didn't even know what it does.
It creates creates a puff of lava in front of you. A puff of lava.
Oh yeah, it breathes lava in front of you and stuns people. It's like the worst. It's slightly better than Dragon. It combos. It's got big range. It stuns. I put it in meh. It doesn't do too much damage.
Yeah, but it's good for comboing.
It's great.
Drop is.
It's long.
Worse.
For grab move, yeah, other grab moves just do its job, but better. I put it in Y. Similar with lava AoE, it just puts a bunch of lava around.
It's very accurate. It's more crowd control than anything. If you're fighting multiple people, it's fine. But if you're fighting a single person, it's not good. It's very.
It's slow enough where you can't actually trap people in it unless they walk in after you've done it. It's not very good.
Which would be very stupid. But yeah, it's probably one of the worst AoEs in the game.
Yeah.
Snowball is one of the best.
You have to stand. I'd put it in Y. You have to stand still whilst charging it. It doesn't do too much damage. It's fairly slow.
I'm gonna put it in Meh because it's got a 2-second cooldown and deals pretty decent damage for that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the cooldown. Yeah, good point.
This
it's better than Magma Drop, but it's still bad.
I put it in Meh.
Yeah.
Or
so we gotta start.
Y.
Yeah, we gotta start ordering these moves. Like the top of Y is better than the and stuff.
Okay, so then this can go here. I guess the best Y is probably Magma Drop.
Yeah.
And definitely Lightning Dispersion and these two at the bottom. This okay, this is up here. I guess
I put Rock Fist. Rock Fist is lower. Rock Fist is definitely the worst move. There's probably worse ones that we'll get to eventually.
This is a good move. It's good for combos, it freezes. It doesn't come out that quick, but if you can hit somebody with it, it freezes.
It travels fast, it has a decent hitbox too.
It just has a pretty decent startup, so I guess decent. Decent explains it.
Flame Pillar is good. I put it in great. It does good damage, it burns, it stuns, it's very quick.
And you get it very early game too.
Yeah, you can start with this insane combo item.
When was the last time you've seen someone use Perilous Haze?
It's bad. You just put ice around you and people trip if they stand on it. It's just bad.
Might be good for survival, but not in anything else.
Yeah.
This move. Isn't this just like nature? Isn't this just like Tree of Abolition, but it's a single projectile? Like splits in midair.
But it's not very good. I put it in Y.
Yeah, but like...
Oh yeah, it's like a worse Ash Pulse.
Yeah, but it's highly inaccurate. This is the next grab, right? Not grab, but like, it's a Vine Trap. It's hard to hit. If you hit it, it can be fine. It's hard to hit though.
I don't even remember that move.
Wherever you click, a vine spawns, and if someone's on it when it happens, it traps them for a second and allows you to like follow up.
Okay.
Nature Healing.
It's fine for a healing move. I'd put it in Meh. You see a lot of people use it because it's quick for a healing move.
So, let's start with Spiky Shield.
Oh, Spiky Shield. This has got to be in server clear. I don't think it's Jesus Christ level good. It might be.
You see so many... It's like one of the top tier moves. It's just so annoying. It basically creates a rapidly expanding Spiky Shield around you, makes you take 100% less damage during the move, and decent damage and knockback. It literally, get the fuck away from me. I don't know.
It's also, it's extremely quick and very hard to...
It's very quick. It's good in a lot of combos. It's by far one of the best shielding moves, and I hate that, because
it's probably the best shielding move.
It's not a very creative shielding move.
Yeah.
Plasma bullets. You can control these.
This one, you shoot a few bullets. You can control where they go midair. It doesn't do much damage.
But it burns. It's lingering damage. I'm gonna put it in Meh.
I'd put it, below Flurry.
But this is just a bad move. I feel like the bad move.
Yeah, I put it above lightning consecutive lightning.
Well, yeah, it's bad, but it's
instant. Bad. It does require it's multi-hit, which actually you don't want in this game.
Yeah, you want single hits. Single hits are the best ones, really.
Yeah.
Except for a few multi-hits, like Cool Daggers. Cool Daggers is insanely
Cool Daggers.
And definitely is in Jesus Christ, it's insert move in here. Plasma Implosion, for early game, it's good. For some combos,
it's a bigger flame pillar, but it's slower, I guess, and it doesn't stun as long.
It's instant.
It is instant, I guess, but it doesn't stun as long, and it doesn't do as much.
Basically, what it does is it creates like when you click, it creates like an implosion that pulls enemies in and leaves fire on the ground. Deals some pretty small damage, but the fire backs that up, and it's good for pulling. It stuns and pulls people in, so it's good for starting combos. I'm gonna put it in. I feel like it's high up on there, but I think up here, yeah.
Plasma Ball. It's not good.
You would think, on paper, you would think it's good. It's so slow, though. It comes out
Yeah.
slow, it's a slow...
I think there's like a maximum of 2 seconds between you casting it, you actually moving, and with transport moves, you do not want slow.
And that's without charging it.
Yeah. With charging it could be easily 4 seconds before you have to move.
It's just above the Rock Fist. Now,
Yeah.
the Lucid Rift doesn't have enough damage. It doesn't have enough damage.
I don't even. No one uses it. It's just
bad.
It's just another generic multi-projectile move.
But, okay,
It's not very good.
Most multi-projectile moves are it shoots a multi-projectile.
It just shoots a lot of projectiles.
If it's something that does something else, we'll explain it. But otherwise, it just think multiple projectiles. There is no difference between plasma and crystal, except the fact that plasma is controlled on these firing ground. This just shoots up small crystals. Water Beam is definitely great.
This is server clarity. It is no, actually, probably just great. It is insanely annoying to fight. It's fast. It trips. It's got a short cooldown. It doesn't cost much mana.
Deals pretty good damage.
It's similar to Spiky Shield, but not as accurate.
Because you do need a little bit of aiming to hit it.
Yeah.
Luminous Dispersion. Now this might be biased. Not joking. But I do like Luminous Dispersion. It's good.
It combos extremely easily. It's fairly fast and it does decent damage. It can be a bit hard to hit despite fast.
But like it just it biased I just like Crystal.
Yeah.
And like it's just
Next move. This Crystal Shield.
Crystal Armament. It's
decent. It's more defensive than Spiky Shield. It's fast. It lasts a long time. The damage output from it is basically nothing. So.
You create a crystal around you, and then it shoots a bunch of auto-aiming projectiles at enemies nearby, and then after that it breaks and deals damage. It actually deals a decent amount of damage. I've seen it firsthand. It works well in early game combos. The Crystal Healing move is just really good for idle healing.
You'll never use this because it forces you to stand in a very small area.
Most healing
I put it in meh because healing moves you want it to be quick, instant. It is very good for passive healing, but this is for actually in battle.
Most healing moves are definitely not that great because most healing moves make you stay still.
Yeah. This one doesn't force you to stand, but it does force you to stand in a very small area.
Yeah, it's just it creates a crystal above your head and it stays there. Anyone in your team who gets close will get healed over time. The healing is not split up so it deals more healing the more people are being healed. It's just that. This is
it's good for team. And this move is just generic multi-projectile. It's not very good.
This is just your
Vitality Abolishment. It's better than most because it chain reacts and it has a really big hitbox, but it does no damage. I put it in wise.
High on why.
Yeah, fairly high because you still might.
I hate that I have to put this in server clearing, but
it
pulls everyone around.
Put it right next to Wind Tornado. This move is so annoying. It pulls everyone around you right in front of you. Combos. It should not combo, but it does.
And then this bitch right here.
Oh, it just makes you invisible for 15 seconds, and that is about it. It is insanely annoying.
It's insanely annoying, but it's good. It's server clear.
If you have a consistent way to damage your opponent over time, then you see them while they're invisible.
There's also other ways to counteract them, like larger AoEs, predicting where they'll be, and then you'll see later about Quill Daggers because it auto aims on target.
Yeah.
And Crystal Armament too. Crystal Armament also helps the shielding move.
Yeah, I guess.
This move pulls enemies with it. Doesn't do that much damage. Shoots pretty slow.
It's one of the slowest projectiles in it.
It's good for getting people away from you, but it's not as good at getting people away from you as Wind Cannon, so it definitely belongs in Y.
Yeah.
It's just like less a Wind Cannon, but more annoying, and can pull further given the right circumstance. Grapple Globe is by far like one of the best shielding moves.
It is very good. It's very slow, but it lasts 15 seconds. It puts a nice shield. It puts a dome around you that you can still move around, and it reflects most projectiles that touch it. It doesn't reflect any instant travel moves.
So Divine Arrow, Plasma Rays, Polaris, Projection, those moves will not be reflected.
And it stuns anyone who touches it gets stunned and pushed away unless they're the only person that casts it. It's very safe. It's very good.
It's a very safe move, but it can be
great.
pulled out. You also pull enemies out of it though, so yeah. That's why
it's fairly hard to pull enemies out of it because it's hard to see what's going on as well.
This move, Rattle Field.
It's bad. It's insanely slow. It's not very big. It doesn't do anything.
It creates an orb above you that travels towards the nearest person and pulls them in. Just deals a little bit of damage over time before dropping them.
It doesn't actually stun you, so yeah, it's not very
good. Yeah.
Water Bubbles is fast, it's cheap, and it doesn't do much damage. I'd put it in decent because it's much faster than most other mini projectiles.
You can charge it while moving. Charging while moving is one of the biggest keys to making a move good. If your move makes you stay still when charging it, odds are not that good.
Yeah.
Because staying still is a death wish if somebody is able to counteract with a really heavy combo. Inertia.
Inertia is really for 15 seconds. It halves your gravity, and that is it.
And just bounce around.
You jump high, you take a shit ton of knockback. It's in Y. It is completely useless unless you're having fun. If you put this in a fun tier list, it would be the best move in the game.
Divine Arrow would probably be the best move.
Yeah, but so I think Inertia.
Okay, when was the last time you've seen somebody use Light Project?
It's just Water Beam, but you have to stand still and it doesn't stun.
So
you would never use this. It's bad.
When have you seen someone use Orb of Enlightenment? It's just another
same thing. You have to stand still while charging it. It's not good.
Amorotic Lambert, on the other hand.
Oh, this move. I wouldn't put it Jesus.
No, it's
would it be
really
Jesus?
Good. It's Jesus. It's definitely Jesus.
It creates an AoE around you. It blinds and stuns all enemies.
And very good damage.
Yeah. So it combos. It does everything you want it to do.
It's like one of the most cohesive moves in this game. Cohesive. What's the word I'm looking for here?
That's the word.
Yeah.
Synergetic, maybe.
Synergetic, maybe. Divine Light is another standard healing move. But
it's better than nature healing.
You have to stand still for a long time to heal. It can be instant, but it doesn't heal that much. The longer you charge, the more you heal, but the charging is so long.
Yeah.
It's versatile. I guess. You just don't really see people use that much. In battle, that is.
Yeah.
Some Brisk is a really great, I'm gonna say. It's great for...
I put it in decent. It does a lot of damage for a multi-projectile, but it comes out quick, but the projectiles are extremely slow. It has a massive hitbox for a mini projectile, so it's actually really easy to hit.
And it linger damage, ground.
Yeah, it does damage over time as well.
Who uses Murky Missiles? It's one of the weakest AoEs and doesn't have any stunning or holding in place.
For a small hitbox, it does damage over time, but not much.
Wherever you click, a bunch of projectiles will fall down and deal damage over time. Now, what's this called again?
I don't remember what it's called, but it's the equivalent of the light move, except it does damage and steals health from nearby enemies.
So it's worse for standby healing, but better for combat healing.
It can only hit 2 enemies at a time, which is a bit bad, and it doesn't heal that much. But it's fine. You don't use it for damage or healing, but it is useful sometimes.
They go together, kind of. Which makes sense.
Void of Terror, I like
Void of Terror. Void of Terror.
You can combo with it. It lasts. It's very annoying for enemies.
Now the problem is Void of Terror makes it so that you're left open to other opponents' attacks. Not the person you're hitting, but other opponents' attacks.
Yeah, I put it in meh, but I like it. There is some cool combos you can do with it with Gravity Globe, but it's not that good.
Besides, why just do that when you can just use Temporal Trap? Temporal Trap lasts longer.
Temporal Trap better, yeah.
Shadow Sneak is just a better move.
It's good. It teleports you where you click. Doesn't have too much range. Actually, I'd drop lightning teleport down a tier. It's only high decent.
High decent, yeah.
Yeah.
Water Tornado is...
It gets people off you. It doesn't do much damage.
It's
really good at stopping people from running away.
But there's a better version of it that we'll come to in a bit.
Yeah. I put it in meh.
Yeah, it's in there. Void Bomb is... It's just your...
It's slow, it's got a big hitbox, it blinds, it doesn't stun. It doesn't do much damage.
No, it does pretty good damage.
Yeah, but it does like this. It does less damage than Fireball, which isn't that good.
Yeah.
I mean, Fireball does a lot, but still.
Okay, so it just goes in wide. Oblivion is very good in combos. It is definitely, if you can hit somebody with it, it definitely leads into multiple combos.
It's massive hitbox. It's fast. You can teleport anyone wherever you're holding your mouse. I think.
Yeah, wherever you hold your mouse when using the move, it teleports the enemies nearby to you. So if you teleport them away, it's good for keeping people away from you, good for keeping people near you. It's versatile, it's circling.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it, no, it's not circling. It's great, because you don't really see it in most moves. They're just outclassed. We haven't gotten to the later elements yet, where there's going to be a lot of S-tier moves.
And Void Lightning, that is...
Same thing as a Void Terror. It does a lot of damage, but it's really long, it's slow. It's meh. What element is this?
This is Nightmare.
Oh yeah, this Nightmare. This move is good. It does a lot of damage and it heals you.
But yeah, it's just another projectile move.
It's very expensive in terms of mana, and it has like
a pretty long cooldown.
Yeah. Purifying Heads is bad. It just does. It puts 3 floating skulls around you that just follow you around and shoot nearby enemies, but they do no damage.
And they're very accurate too.
They always miss. Yeah, their projectiles are slow.
This move is good for one move and one. This move is good for one reason and one reason only, and it's unglitching people from the sound body glitch.
Yeah. Skeleton Trap. Wherever you click, its skeleton jumps out of the ground, pulls a nearby enemy in. Very short range, might I add, and just does a little bit of damage.
But the problem is, it's worse than Plasma Implosion, purely because Plasma Implosion is instant and this move has quite a bit of stall.
Yeah, and it's such a small hitbox for how slow it is.
Now, Blood Curdling Blast is
circular. It's extremely slow,
but it high damage, stuns for an incredibly long time.
And it inverts their colors, which is very similar to Blind in the sense that they basically come.
But like it's not like stunning where they fall over. It's stunning where they're literally trapped in place and can't move.
Yeah.
Even if they're in the air, they're stuck in place.
Also, then they get turned into a skeleton, so points for do.
Is Sans Element in here? No, Sans Element.
Nah, Sans isn't it. Sans would be bad. It's a really bad.
Now, despite the fact that the color is white, this is Spectrum.
Yeah, Spectrum is... It's got one good move, and Spectrum is just so expensive in terms of mana, you would never get moves. I don't know what the move's called, but this is why. It's really... Hollow Beam or something?
Hollow Beam?
Yeah.
Hollow Beam is...
It's very slow.
But you can control with your mouse cursor infinitely, and it gradually gains speed until it's basically uncontrollable.
It comes out insanely slow. It's got a very small hitbox. So it doesn't do too much damage, and
but
you want a big projectile to stun.
Rainbow Shockwave.
This move is server clearing. It is insanely fast. Just launches you in whatever direction you go.
It's like instant. It's one of the best travel moves.
Only 4-second cooldown. It's very cheap.
3-second cooldown.
It's not very good for distance, but it gets you out of any combo. It's really good for
outclassed by only, I'm gonna say, 2 transport moves that you'll see later.
Yeah.
Rainbow Maximizer is inconsistent. That's what I'm gonna say.
It's the most expensive multi-projectile. It does random effects, which is nice. So it can heal, freeze, burn, poison, and I think that's it. Yeah, and blind, yeah.
But the projectile color is what the damage of the attack is. Or not damage.
Yeah.
But,
it doesn't do much damage and it's very expensive.
I'm going to put him high wide because it's better than most projectiles. Because just... Yeah. Water transport is fine, but you can easily get caught off of it and it's slow. It's slow, but it's slower than usual. So it
gets you to places at low level, but if you have max level sprint speed, you can literally run than the water transport move, so you'd never use it.
Now, Gamma Surge is niche. It's high damage, very high damage, but it's hard to hit.
It's probably the slowest AoE move in the game.
Basically, wherever you click, a bunch of lights will shoot down and hit a single place and deal high damage.
It is so slow, though. I put it meh. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, time. Time bombs, it's... Okay, shoots a bunch of bombs that stick to target or the floor, and if you can detonate it, it'll explode, or after 10 seconds it'll explode.
It can be niche if you are running something like Oblivion, where you
Teleport other people
into the set bomb.
But otherwise, it's just your average projectile.
It doesn't do... Its damage is completely the same as the others, considering how hard... Well, it's not that hard to hit, really.
Now, where should we go with Temporal Trap?
Temporal Trap is the best trapping move in the... I don't put River Clearing, because it is hard to trap with.
Basically, you trap somebody in an hourglass, and it lasts for like a good solid 6 seconds, and then they take decent damage. During this time, you can't actually attack them.
For the 6 seconds, they can't move or attack, and you just can't attack.
But you can move. But the thing is, you can use moves that have a slow startup, but you can use that and then trap people in it. For example, Wind Tornadoes and Temporal Trap work together so well because Wind Tornadoes has a bit of a startup. You can start it and then Temporal Trap somebody into all Wind Tornadoes so they can't actually avoid it.
Yeah. Yeah, we just continued, so I had to go do some stuff. Chronostasis. Okay, so this you put like a checkpoint down, and then in the next 20 seconds, if you use the move again, it teleports you back to that checkpoint.
Very instant.
It's very quick. It's got insanely short cooldown. It uses barely any mana.
It is the only.
But it does mean you usually have to sacrifice a transport move in combat.
The only downside is that it doesn't follow the rules of your normal transport move where it moves you to a place you haven't been.
Yeah, and it does require you to be far out of the battle, and it only gives you 20 seconds or else it just expires and times out.
But otherwise it's good. I'm gonna put it in decent. That was not decent.
I'd put it in meh, because there's not too much practical just cope with it. But I'd put it in meh. It's not got much, like, you'll never see a high level player use it. Genesis Ray. I like this move a lot, but it's slow. It has a very short range. It has one of the best setup potential of any move in the game. I would put it in decent because I feel like it has a very high skill cap compared to the other combo starters, such as fucking light AoE.
But then there's a combo you can do: Genesis Ray, Gravital Globe. Then as soon as they teleport back to the middle, Temporal Trap.
Yeah, but once again, Genesis Ray combos are much harder to pull off, but it is generally more rewarding.
Okay, let's just put this here and get on with it. That's 4 bombs. It's shit.
It's really bad. It's just
3
generic
really
shoots
low
3
damage
big
blasts
projectiles
that give you 8 health per hit, and that's only if it hits.
Like, the 8 health does nothing. The Vine grab move from the same element does more healing.
Again, I want to say
Reaper's Travel.
It's Reaper's Seal, I think it's called.
Reaper's Seal. It's not as good as the Void Teleport because it has less range.
It moves decently fast.
It's faster, and you are fully immune to damage during it, which is nice.
It is hard to hit the damage part of the move because
this move you're not using for damage. Not many transports you use for damage, but for escape it has very short range, vertically and horizontally. Because at least the Void move has good vertical range. I'd put it in meh.
Oh yeah, that's probably where we want to put it. Reaper's Lament, and
Reaper's Lament.
You have personal bias towards this move, and I can tell.
I love this move, but I'd put it in there. It just creates a shield around you, and then it's fairly slow to start up and to end. But during the shield, obviously, you have a shit ton of damage reduction. But once the shield ends, you rapidly have 10 explosions around you, and it triples your movement speed for 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
Which can be really fun.
I'm under the assumption, this is like 99% sure, that all shielding moves will, usual shielding moves, excluding Gravital Globe, and some other shielding moves, mostly gives you 90% damage reduction, or 10 times less damage.
Yeah, and maybe just reiterating the server clearing status. Obviously, you're not going to clear the server with Rainbow Maximizer. With the Spectrum Transport move, but it's just metaphoric for really good. But
I'm gonna rename server clearing real quick.
Yeah.
That what happened? Okay.
You clicked out apparently.
I didn't click out. I renamed server clearing to. Well, shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have.
What element is that? Is that sound?
Next
I think it's sound.
Next we have Sonar Pulse. Sonar Pulse. Okay, Sonar Pulse is.
It's useless.
Okay, you charge up, or you can insta-release a wave around you, which will destroy most projectiles, even though it doesn't really do that.
Yeah. If you hit an enemy, it does stun them a tiny bit, and it heals you a tiny bit. It's a really quick, easy-to-hit stun, which is nice. It's cheap.
And it also, if it hits an enemy, it also extends and makes another smaller ring, which can chain on enemies.
Yeah. But for its main use, being stopping projectiles, it doesn't actually work. I would put it why it's not good. Even if you get hit by it, normally it's easy to get out.
There's one good thing about it, is that if you use a fully charged Sonar Pulse while jumping on a wall, if you start it while jumping on a wall and end it by jumping up and hitting somebody, it insta-kills them. It's a bug. But it's still, bugs excluded, it belongs in white. Now I'm sure I was thinking about this.
Polaris Projection. This is another Jesus Christ. This move, you can choose to instant fire it for 3 shots or fully charge it for 6 shots, and it is just 6 instant fire high damage projectiles. It is very easy to hit. It is very high damage. It is very good.
Damage does slightly decrease if you charge it. That's just announcing.
Yeah, but you also get more shots, so it does more damage overall.
It's guaranteed one of, if not, okay, it's not the best.
If you can aim, you will do at least 500 damage if all shots connect, which is really good for an instant hit move.
Yeah, that is very good.
Yeah.
Now, light emission is also definitely shit.
It's very good, very good.
Definitely a well shit. You teleport.
It's just void teleport on drugs. It's got more range. It can chain react.
You hit somebody, you bounce off of them to the next nearest player.
And you can bounce up to 6 times. It's pretty hard to do that. And if you do hit someone, it stuns them and blinds them. But its main use is just very high range teleport.
Now, I forgot what this move is called.
Gleaming Borealis. This move is very hard to describe. A giant laser comes down and it follows around your mouse. It's not instant. It's fairly slow and it follows your mouse. And it does a little bit of damage. It does stun, but it's very slow, and you can perma-stun someone to get them locked in it. And if any small projectiles touch it, it consumes them and becomes larger.
Okay, not small projectiles. Any projectiles.
I'm just trying to rule out plasma ray and stuff.
Okay, any projectiles that aren't instant travel. So that excludes. I'm just going to shove this in decent.
Meh. It's too slow to ever actually hit, so it's mainly used as defense, and as defense, it's not that good.
For example, it will absorb spore bombs, but it won't absorb plasma rays, or...
It can absorb ultimates, but that is very rare, and it won't happen very often, but it can invalidate.
I guess at the end we should just make theoretical ratings for the ultimates, despite the fact we don't have actually their image.
Nah, we can just... Nah, because it's too unfair comparing them to other moves.
No.
So we'd have to compare them just to each other. So we'd have to make it. We'll have to make a new tier list at the end. We'll just do it at the end.
Yeah, that's what I meant. And Empyrean Rain is very good, but it's
very good. It does high damage. It follows your mouse perfectly. It's instant. It lasts a long time. It provides a lot of pressure. I'd put it on decent.
It also looks pretty cool.
Yeah. I think it's below Sombra Brisk. Definitely below Wind Tornadoes.
Well, yeah, that's because Wind Tornadoes are well shit. Wind Tornadoes are the second best.
For a small projectile, it has, if you want to use it as much as possible, maybe 11 seconds between using it and then being able to use it again. But that's because there's a long duration and cooldown. But
Howling Chain. Shoot a bunch of projectiles that are chained to each other into the air, and then they dash down to your mouse cursor and deal rapid damage. You don't see it that often, but when you do, it's good for hitting people from far away and they're not expecting it.
Yeah, it doesn't do much damage.
Otherwise, it's
very predictable. It's very loud and it's very predictable.
Well, yeah, that's because it's sound.
Yeah.
I put it in high Y.
Now, this move is very hard to rank. Because if it was each of the 3 shots independently, a lightning one would probably be very high tier, whilst the fire and star one are pretty bad.
Star is actually quite overused. Okay, let me quickly explain this move so people don't get confused. This move, something.
It allows you to walk around whilst charging up a projectile. Whilst charging, every second it switches between 3 projectiles. A fire, lightning, and star one. The lightning one, and then shoots a projectile out, big area effect. The lightning one stuns all enemies it hits, which is pretty good. It's a fairly long stun. The fire one sets them on fire for pretty low damage, and the star one knocks them around.
Star one is quite overused in Heaven. That's because, well...
yeah, it does quite a lot of knockback. It's very versatile. I'd put it in decent.
Yeah, it
definitely needs to be used. It's outclassed, but by itself, it's very good because of how many situations you can use it in.
And considering the fact that you can buy sound for 350 gems, it's very cheap.
Yeah, it is very obtainable early game.
Now, Shockwave Halo. Shockwave Halo is good for, basically you create a bunch of shockwaves around your body that don't deal damage, but they constantly drain the stamina of people in the shockwaves and disable any movement moves of the enemies. It's good for chasing people down, but you don't see it for that application. You only see it for one glitch. If you use this move and another move together, it perma-stuns somebody in place, and the only way to unbug them is with the Nightmare AoE. That's
the only time you would ever unironically run this move is if you are running only Dragon, only Reaper, or only Creation, because it is just not that good. It doesn't do much.
On its own, it's definitely a one move. Now,
Concentrated Blast. Now, this is S tier. It does a lot of damage. No, well, not one lower down. It's not broken. It does a lot of damage as a big hitbox. It stuns. It does a lot of knockback, which is good with Genesis Ray.
And
it's fast. It has a short cooldown. It's very good.
And it's just a very satisfying move.
Yeah, it's very simple. It doesn't require much to learn, but it's just very good.
Now I'm just gonna go ahead and jump the gun here.
Consecutive explosions. You move your mouse around, and the game rapidly places a bunch of bombs wherever your mouse was, and then about a little bit later they explode. It's pretty fast and it does a shit ton of damage, but it's very, very reactable, and it's very slow then because of that reason.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and jump the gun. Excuse me.
Explosive Leap that's all it is. It's just a jump with a little bomb in the middle.
Exactly.
It is very high well shit. It's not broken in any way. If you are stunned, you can use this move to get out of stun. It is one of only 2 moves in the game that can do that, because the jump is instant and you can't be stunned out of it even while jumping. And it has 4-second cooldown, cheapest mana move in the game. It's just really good.
Now, Combustion is, we want it to be good, but it's not, because Combustion is one of the coolest move concepts. It's just
not very good.
Basically, after a delay, you set a white energy in front of you, which absorbs any projectiles for like a split second, and then returns with an explosion size dependent on how many projectiles you absorbed, and damage also dependent. Now, if you are good at this move, it is great. It is like really good, because you can just completely deny someone's projectiles that not enough return.
The problem is it is very slow for what it's supposed to do, and you have to have insane reaction time to actually be able to pull this shield up in front of a fast travel projectile.
Skill based move, and
I would put it in low meh, because it's just not that good.
I'm biased personally. Now, I don't remember literally any of the explosion moves except for the name of this one. I mean, I remember what they do. I don't remember what they do. I just only remember Disorder Ignition, because who doesn't remember Disorder damage. Anyways, this move, it's kind of like Howling Chain.
It's Howling Chain, but more accurate and fast, but less damage.
And less loud.
Yeah, it's much quieter.
It's quite more of a pinpoint than a large area. I guess it just belongs with Howling Chain. It's just like
it's literally just Howling Chain, almost.
This
move is bad. It's just a worse Gleaming Borealis. I put it in Y. You create a little laser above you that rapidly shoots explosions at your mouse. It follows your mouse pretty well, but it doesn't have much range, and it doesn't do much damage, and it doesn't stun. It's just not very good.
Now this move is better than Wind Cannon. This move outclasses Wind Cannon. It is a stronger, longer ranged Wind Cannon that actually deals good damage. It shoots a giant laser in front of you that deals rapid bursts of damage and pushes anyone who gets hit far, far away. It's just it outclasses Wind Cannon.
It's just
it's just better Wind Cannon, higher tier Wind Cannon. Now we're on to Illusion. Now,
Ace up the sleeve. This is probably the best move in the entire game.
1 second. Wait, no, why did I put it there? Wait, 1 second. 1 second.
Okay, Ace up the sleeve. You shoot a bunch of card projectiles, and for each card projectile that hits the enemy, their controls are reversed for 5 seconds. It is very fast. It is near impossible to dodge, and it is the most infuriating move in the entire game to fight against. That is an accurate name.
Yeah. Now this is where you belong, you little piece of shit. This is the
give it a better color.
No, it doesn't deserve a better color.
Also, I just realized you said insert move name here, not movie.
No,
it doesn't matter.
Insert move name here. Jesus Christ, it's Spiky Shield. Jesus Christ, it's Amaranth Lambert. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say movie.
No.
Yeah, I thought you were just saying Jason.
Now, on the other hand, Trichotomy.
Trichotomy gets a lot of points for style, but sadly that doesn't matter here.
Yeah, you shoot a laser that splits into 3, and then at the end of the 3 lasers, you appear at one of them at random, and then 2 copies of you appear. The copies won't use the moves you use, but they will copy the exact movements you use.
It can be really good for tricking people by just making one of the copies run directly at someone. So I'd put it in meh, but if you use a move whilst the copies are alive, obviously it breaks the illusion. Refraction it's
unique. It long range, blinds. It shoots a laser that bounces off a bunch of mirrors and then hits the area it blinds. It deals good damage. I'm gonna put it in decent.
Yeah, it's fairly fast despite the animation. Yeah.
Now this move, Elusive Attack.
Elusive Attack, yeah, that's what it's called. It is not that good. I put it in great. It's just great. You put a copy of yourself, an exact copy of yourself somewhere, and it just stands still. If anyone touches it, it grabs them and pulls them towards you and stuns them. It is a very good combo setup move.
Dragon is by far one of the funnest elements in the game.
Soaring upheaval.
Basically, you grow wings, fly in a direction, and 3 projectiles are shot. 1 at your feet, and then 2 at the direction of which you choose.
If you want more mobility in your set, like say you're using Chronostasis, you can use this move so you have mobility, because it's the main mobility small projectile.
You could also use a move for back to cover.
Cool Daggers, yeah, but Cool Daggers moves you backwards, and this one moves you fast.
You can aim, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So for that, I guess I should put it in high meta.
I put it in decent. Yeah? Low decent, because it doesn't do too much damage and it's pretty slow, but the movement is very nice.
Now, if this
Fuming Whack is probably the best grab at the
game. Temporal Trap is, of course, like, it's very versatile, but Fuming Whack is just,
yeah.
If this,
I'd lower Fuming Whack and Temporal Trap both to the lower end, but Fuming Whack is still better.
Now, if this were rated off of fun, of course, this would be at the very bottom.
Yeah.
This would be among the top moves. Fuming Whack.
Now, Fuming Whack, it is a grab that actually makes you move forward, so you can use it as mobility. It's very fast.
Very far distance, actually.
Generous hitbox.
Forwards, it's very generous hitbox, yeah. You grab somebody, throw them up, jump up, smack them down with a groin deal. It deals good damage.
It's a fast grab animation, which is good, because it means you can't get punished, and you jump during the animation, which makes it even harder to hit you.
And you can follow up pretty quickly. The enemy's still stunned when you get out of hit.
Yeah, it's just a pretty good move.
Yeah. Now, Formidable Roar, you don't see it too often. You unleash a roar around you, which deals low damage.
It's just a worse light AoE.
Yeah,
it's you will never use this move.
And Dragon's Ember is, I don't understand.
It's a worse whatever that lava move is called. So just put it just behind it in there.
It shoots a puff of smoke that, if enemies are in the puff of smoke when it explodes, it's like kind of blinds them, but not really a full blind, and it deals burn damage after a second. Now,
it's very slow and extremely predictable.
Apparently, Acid's got the best, but I don't believe it. I don't believe
this
Acid's
is
got the best.
definitely one of the top 3 small projectiles. It is very fast. It does a lot of damage, and it leaves an acid puzzle wherever it is, which does a lot of damage if they walk into it, and it bounces back up and comes down again, leaving even more acid.
Now, these are third and second best projectiles, and the first best projectile will be coming soon, of course.
We've already covered it. It's Ace Up the Sleeve.
Okay, theoretically, yeah, but the first, okay, ignoring Ace Up the Sleeve, the first best projectile is coming soon.
Yeah. I don't remember what this move's called. Septic Splatter, is it?
Yeah. You become an acid puddle and dash in a direction. You can control the direction while you're dashing. You pick up enemies along the way, and once at the end of the dash, you throw them away and deal damage.
You do have to charge it to get good distance, otherwise it doesn't go that far. And it's fun. It's pretty fast once you actually charge it. But it requires a lot of commitment for a transport move. I'd put it in decent. Yeah, it's decent.
It's fun, though. It'd be fun, though. Sewer Burst is one of the most annoying moves in the game, but not
Sewer Burst is
enough to
very good. It is just Grass Tornado, except it's stationary.
Grass
and
Tornado
it continuously.
Grass Tornado and Wind Tornado combined, you get Sewer Tornado. Sewer Tornado? Sewer Burst. This is just the better water tornado. And
you can even cast this on houses and push people outside of the safe zone. I put it in Great.
Great, yeah.
Wow, that is full of AoE moves. I don't know what it's called, but
you
this
you control a puddle of acid on the floor that moves your mouse cursor and grabs somebody, pulls them up in the air and deals damage. It's great for combo starters because you can attack while they're in the air and set up like hazards below them or get ready to continue a combo. It's a good projectile. It's just if anyone's in the air or they use this move or any move to escape it, then it's useless. It's a grounded.
It's not that useful. Yeah, it's not very. I'd put it in there. You're not going to see much use out of it.
I don't know. You see quite a bit of use out of it.
When was the last time you saw it?
We're in the game.
This is Angel, right? Is that Angel Colors?
Okay. Divine Arrow.
Divine Arrow is a very good projectile. It doesn't do too much damage, but it does a lot of knockback, and it's very fast.
It does a pretty decent amount of damage, actually. It hits twice. One for like 250, one for 150. So that's 400 damage total. Not as good as some moves, but still very high up. I'm going to put well shit.
It does require you to... I'd put it lower on well shit, because it does require you to stand still as you charge it. But the payoff for hitting it is massive, because it's also extremely safe if you hit it, because they get knocked very far away.
I think it's a bug, but it's what Minecraft does is it's not a bug, it's a feature.
Yeah.
This is
Disorder Ignition. This is
you grab an opponent, get a bit of healing out of it, spin in the air, and then toss them away and create a link around you. Now, the link allows you to, I don't remember what button you press to... You
press Y.
Y, and you just swap places with the opponent at any given point until the link runs out, of course.
Now, if you're by yourself, this is kind of just used for cheesing. If you're in a team, this is almost a guaranteed kill, because you can just teleport anyone anywhere at will across the entire map.
Highest grade.
It's in great.
It's highest grade because in a team it's good, but alone it's
It's also the second fastest grab move in the game,
now,
just behind Neutron Punch.
This is the only move in the game that if you hit somebody, you actually steal mana from them, and for that, I think it already deserves higher than Meh. You dash. Yeah. It's like Septic Splatter in the way you charge it, and then you dash forward at great distance. Every time you hit an opponent, you deal pretty decent damage to them, like medium damage. You steal a bit of their mana, and then the dash doubles. You can dash again in a different direction. Be it if you want to turn back and hit that opponent again, it works on multiple times.
I'd put it in high great. The only problem is it outclassed by Holy Dash, I think.
Yeah, it's also it's another skill-based move. You need to be able to flick and be very precise.
Yeah, you very much need reaction time.
But otherwise, it is a very good move.
Yeah. Angel Armor.
Aura.
So this slightly heals you for a little bit every.
It's 4
I don't know all the effects.
4 plus. Okay. You stand still for a few seconds and cover yourself with an angelic aura that lasts for quite a while. I think it's 30 seconds or something like that. For the 30 seconds, you get 4 health every second. You move faster. Your rolls and flips, when you double tap W or stuff like that, strafes and crap like that, are turned into instant teleports.
And you can spam shit out of it, but they still use
stamina. It's still the same amount of stamina. It's a good body, but it doesn't see as much use as it should. I'm going to put it in decent.
It's nowhere near as good as Fire Armor or Invisibility, but it is pretty good.
Now for...
This slime projectile is really infuriating. You throw a massive spread of puddles at your mouse cursor, and if any enemies touch them, they take a little bit of damage, but they are now held in place for 5 seconds, which is you can't teleport out of it, you can't dash out of it. If you do,
you're just pulled right back in.
You're pulled back in if you get out of it, and it is so annoying.
But
it's
not
traps
as annoying as this.
It's nowhere near as bad as Ace Up the Sleeve, but it is very good. This is well shit.
Yeah, definitely.
It just allows anyone to have their way with you.
Slime AoE is literally just the slime projectiles button in AoE, and for that, well shit.
Yeah, it's not as good. No, drop it down like 2 tiers. You'll never use it over the slime projectile because slime projectiles has more range and it's faster.
So many people use that move.
No, people use the slime projectile just at their feet.
Slime buddies.
Slime buddies is well shit. It's the best healing move.
Yeah, definitely. By far. It's the most
versatile. You spawn 3 little slimes at your mouse, and they can either jump onto you and rapidly heal you, or jump onto enemies and rapidly damage them whilst healing you.
Yeah, it's very good. And this slime shield, I've seen it for one thing and one only. It's a glitch. It is a glitch. You can leave tornado or something that insta kills.
It is the most generic shield possible. It is probably in meh. Very low meh with the other shields.
So now we have tech. Now, I can't say for sure. Wait 1 second. I need to make a new tier because neither of us have actually never seen Hyperang.
Just search up tech on the wiki.
I've got the wiki open right now.
Yeah. We'll cut this out.
Really?
They're just GIFs. You can't click on them. Is this the move we're looking at, Vortex Bomb?
No, it's Hyperang.
Well, it just cut out as he cast it. Okay, so that's Hyperang.
Yeah, that's all we need to know. We don't know what Hyperang is.
So it just seems like you throw out a boomerang.
Okay, so Hyperang... We just looked at it. Hyperang looks like you just throw out a boomerang. I can't say for certain, but it doesn't look that good, so I'm just going to put it in Y.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone use it.
Never see anyone use it. The fact that we've been playing for so long since tech has been out, and we have not seen anyone use it, just shows that it's probably the worst tech move and the worst.
Let's do the transport move now first. It's just the water transport move, but it does a bit of damage.
And also it throws you up in the air once you use it.
Yeah, I'd put it in Y. It's not very good. It's slow. No one uses it.
Now for
these 2 moves.
Let's see the Vortex Bomb.
Vortex Bomb is... Wait, I think you got them mixed up. I think it's the other way around, isn't it?
Orbital Strike is multi-projectile.
I feel like they should have their roles switched, but yeah.
No, not really.
Vortex Bomb would probably only be well shit because it doesn't set up for combos as well as other things, but it is almost guaranteed.
Vortex Bomb, you charge and throw a cube wherever you want. It's affected by gravity or force, and when it hits the ground, it creates a vortex that, if you're in it, even if you're in it for a millisecond and you get out, you still take damage no matter what. no matter how far away you are, even if you're in
It just throws you around a lot, and it does massive knockback, and it's very hard to dodge.
And it's very high damage. You have to get out there before the vortex actually appears, which is ridiculous because of how fast the attack actually moves.
It is combo finisher though, so you can't combo with it because it does throw you so far away. So I would just put it very high. Well, shit.
I am not happy with that, but now this move,
this move does a lot of damage, and it's very hard to dodge as well as knockback.
It's also a combo finisher.
Yeah.
Orbital strike. You shoot 3 lasers that go outwards, so one goes straight forward, and the other two go out. It's like a shotgun pattern.
I would even drop it to just high grade because it's just it's not used anywhere near as much as Vortex Bomb, and it's not as infuriating.
Fair enough.
And it's obviously harder to hit all 3 shots.
It deals knockback and damage, like a lot of knockback, a lot of damage. It's just annoying. Tech is annoying. That's the drawback. That's what we've learned. One tech is unknown, and then literally the movement move is useless. And then these 2 moves are just a pain in the ass, and the ultimate is the single target.
Yeah.
Creation. Spear.
It's just fast, and it transports you. It's quick. It's decent. There's nothing special about it.
Now, Knife Barrage is very inaccurate, very bad.
Yeah.
Consecutive strikes.
No what it is. Where's the grab move? What the fuck?
Oh, that's being AoE.
No, the AoE is the knife move, or is the main projectile the knife move?
No, that's the knife move.
Oh no, I put the knife move in Met. It speeds you up while you're moving it.
No,
I mean this is the spinning knife, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
The knife move is the knife move. Okay, I remember how it works now. The knife move and the grab move are separate. If you're moving when using this, you spawn the giant sword. If you're still when using this, it pulls enemies in and does the grab move.
Oh, okay, that's cool then.
So it's actually a 2-in-1. Let's move this. Let's cover this one. It's continuous strikes.
This would be I think it's decent because it has versatility for one move. The grab is very long animations. Team almost always kill them. It's actually quite protective of you despite being a.
Now the way this move works is if you're moving, you use a different move than if you were standing still. If you're moving, you summon a giant sword and spin around a few times, each dealing damage. Enemies hit by the sword are stuck in the rest of the animation and take damage equivalent to how long they've been actually stuck in animation for. If you're standing still, you pull everyone around you in and then proceed to use a barrage of different attacks and different weapons and finishing it off by slamming them with a hammer.
Stop describing it the same way the actual game describes them.
No, fuck you.
You just need to give a general description of it. You could just say you spin a sword around you.
Nah.
To the next move. I still don't know what this one is.
Fuck you, wiki time. I closed the wiki. Why did I close the wiki?
Because you're dumb.
Trying to think.
I've never seen. I literally asked the guy to show me the creation moves today, and I don't think he showed me this one.
Knife barrage, consecutive strikes, spear dash, sorry, swords barrage. That's the ultimate. Fuck, what's the other one? I don't see any. Oh, right. No, I remember what this is. You throw out a giant whip. If it hits somebody, it throws them back and then pulls them towards you, and you punch them away.
Oh.
It's not good combos because they get thrown away. Even if it's kind of like you can't run from me. It's meh. High meh though because some people use it. Now space.
Black hole is very good. It combos, it stuns, it has a massive hitbox. You can't escape it. Well, you can escape it only with teleports. It's
two.
I put right above it. These two combo into each other. Always leads to a 0. Combine that with poison needles. That's just like a 0 to death.
Well, I mean, my combo is black hole into that into this, quickly into this.
Yeah.
Comet Crash is just it's good.
It's pretty slow, very low range. Good stun, good damage.
I put it definitely does have to be better than Rock Fist because it's just Rock Fist but better.
Yeah.
Now this.
Neutron Punch is the fastest melee move. It's just you grab them and then you punch them, sends them very far away, does a lot of damage very quickly, very fast. It's
definitely
good.
Great.
It's just a get away from me or a combo finisher.
Ash Pulse.
You shoot a projectile, splits into a bunch of other projectiles. Very hard to dodge.
Very bad at close range, insanely good, probably the best projectile in the game at medium range, and then not very good at far range. It's just it's consistent, it's fairly easy to hit, does a lot of damage.
It's great.
Yeah.
Blue Austin is the most versatile healing move, despite the fact it's not a... Okay. It basically, you create a bunch of flames around you, deals damage to enemies, heals you and allies while you're in them. It's decent. I put it in decent.
It creates a good healing zone that also puts enemies away from you. I'd put it in great. It's better than decent.
Alright. You
combine that with slime buddies and you just have a crap ton of healing that doesn't even force you to stand in a small area.
Now you don't see Soul Plunge. The only way you see Soul Plunge is combined with Stamp Body. That's the move that makes the glitch. Soul Plunge is like a really unused and frankly not really that good of a contact move. It's
fairly fast, non-committal. It's just not. It doesn't do much damage. It's not very good. Holy Dash is probably the best transport move in the game. It is very. You can charge it if you want, but you don't have to. It is instant. It does damage. It leaves a flame trail. It teleports you. If you end it in the air, it gives you wings and you can fly around for a bit.
Glide, not fly. Definitely.
Glide. It is very good.
Reaper's Wrath, or as the game spells,
Reaper's Wrath.
It's not. That's a misspell. It's a typo. It's
a typo they never fixed after like 4 years.
It's not a bug. It's a feature.
I'd put this in just why.
It's
you summon a big club in front of you and it falls down. Does good damage. Very short range.
It's too slow. People can see it from a mile away. And
because you do have to charge it. You do have to charge it.
Reaper's Sword is also just here.
Reaper's Sword, no, it's meh. It's very fast. If you can track, it does decent damage. But once again, Reaper is just burdened by being a short-range class.
Now, usually,
I think Poison Needles goes in Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't say this is... Okay, I'm reevaluating this. There's still a projectile better than this. But in the top 5, there's one more. You'll see.
It just, by the way, it just shoots a crap ton of needles that stick into ground. If you touch one, you get tripped, and each of them trips you. It combos into everything. It's insanely fast. It has insanely high range, and it lingering hitboxes.
The only issue is that the hitbox of the attack is so small. You need to be very good at aiming.
Yeah, and it's one of the 3 starter elements, meaning it's extremely accessible.
Now, Great Fire Blast is definitely a shit. It is one of, if not one of the best projectile moves in the game. It shoots a giant fireball, consistent speed, you can ride atop it if you want to get places, consistent damage, big area, leaving fire. It's just a very good move.
It does I put it just below Concentrated Blast, because Concentrated Blast does do a bit more damage and is faster.
But
as well as the fireball not always exploding when you want it to, because it does slide on ground, meaning if you shoot it straight down, there's a chance it just won't blow up.
But it's just a well-rounded attack.
Yeah, because you can use it for long-range transport as well.
Mine is a multi-use move. If you hit the ground or a wall, you get pulled towards it. If you hit an enemy, they get pulled towards you, and you get a bit of healing. It's great for starting combos, but you need to be very precise with it. I'd want to put it in great.
Very quick. Yeah.
Very quick, but only if you charge it. If you...
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you don't charge it. But still, you can try and predict where the enemy goes. Asteroid Belt?
Asteroid Belt is meh. If you can set up into it, moves like Genesis Ray or a long stun, it's the highest damage move in the entire game. It takes a long time to charge and has rather slow projectiles. It's extremely obvious when you're charging it. It is massive. It's just meh. There's not much else to say.
This is definitely a great or a low shit. Considering the Fire Blast.
I think great. It's a very generic multi-projectile, except it does a bit more damage than most, and it leaves the area around it on fire.
Now, the best multi-projectile in the game.
No, it's not. It's literally the 4th best.
Fuck you.
Go daggers! You have to stand still whilst charging it, which is a negative, but when you shoot it, you get launched backwards, and it shoots very fast quills that auto-aim within reason. And it can be used to scope invisible enemies, or for a little bit of chip damage, or a guaranteed kill.
It literally has very high damage if all quills hit, which is not that difficult to attain, because Auto aiming. I want.
It is not a Jesus Christ move. You only want to put it there because it's your favorite.
Look. I might be biased. But listen,
Yeah, I would have put Holy Dash upper tier, but I dropped it just because I know I'm biased. You have to drop that too.
But
Cruel Daggers is not broken.
But what if? No, I'm joking. It's definitely a good projectile move. And
The top 6 moves, you just don't want to fight them because you know you're gonna lose, or it is a very one-sided battle if you are fighting against the 6 moves. And that is that. Okay, I guess now we rate the ultimate separately. Save that, by the way, as an image. And then I guess we rate the ultimate separately. We'll just be rating... Okay, we won't be rating the ultimate or synergy. We will be rating the ultimate strictly against the other ultimates. Except for the time ult. That one we will include other moves for reasons.
well, yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna zoom out, take a screenshot. Not that far.
This is why you want to download it.
I couldn't download. It won't work. That's as far as I can zoom out.
Alright, just press download. Yeah, download image.
Yeah, it's not doing anything.
Double click.
Ah.
Yep, there you go.
Okay. Alright, there we go, we got it.
Yep, and we just get that later. So press X bottom right, and then let's get the ultimate tier list up. I'm pretty sure someone should have made one. Just go to the search bar at the top. No, not that search bar. Top of the website.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, what is this fucking order? Toxic? Oh wait, it's ordered alphabetically by element name. Okay, that makes sense. Toxic Basilisk.
So shiny. What?
Toxic Basilisk, it locks you in place for a very long time on the ground. It does kind of hide you, but even if you miss it, the animation is very long. That's a common trope with all of these elements.
Do you gain a large amount of damage resistance when you're using this?
It has rather short range. I would put it in bad. It doesn't do it quite. Oh my god, it has
Arcane Guard.
It's fast. It does a lot of damage.
And it is literally okay, this will never happen, but if every single projectile in the attack hits a single target, it does the most damage in the game. Definitely decent or roadblock. Which one?
It's just decent.
Yeah.
Because that will never happen, sadly. Aurora is probably more damn it. It's one of the only ultimates where you don't have to stand still whilst charging it. You can't use moves, but you use it, and then you can still run around and dodge. It just shoots laser beams down at everyone around you, and you don't have to commit anything. It's guaranteed to hit. It's massive, insanely hard to dodge, and it does great damage.
Swords Dance is definitely a meh. You fly up and a bunch of swords.
I put it in bad. It's too slow. You fly up, you throw swords around you, they follow your mouse cursor very slowly, stun anyone and pull them in if they hit them, and then the swords all split apart and individually attack the closest enemy, keeping them stunned. Okay, I just want to say, almost all the ultimate stuns, except Aurora.
Except Aurora,
Aurora's the main one.
Yeah.
I guess sound doesn't.
Sword Barrage. Would you believe that? 2 sword-related ultimates, back together, or back to back. Sword Barrage, pull in 6 swords and throw them at your mouse cursor. It's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward, and it's pretty meh.
Yeah. A lot of the ultimates are meh, except for some. This is based on coolness as well. If it's not that, this is coolness and usability. Because most ultimates are pretty damn good.
Decent, because Swords Barrage is a really satisfying move to see. It shakes the screen, really cool sound effect, and really cool puzzles.
Yeah.
Crystalline Annihilation, might be biased, one of my favorite ultimates. You fly up and surround yourself with a bunch of crystals that you can throw down at your mouse cursor. Stuns it.
I didn't think it looks very good. It does stun, but it's one of the slowest. I think it's the second slowest ultimate, aside from Earth. It doesn't have much range, which is very noticeable. Everyone just runs away from you the second you use it.
Gloomy Glare.
Gloomy Glare.
Become a laser.
You just turn into a laser.
It looks cool. It does good.
It's usually single target because you do have to aim it, and the projectiles aren't that big. Dragon is just the
it's literally the exact same thing, except you can tell what people are because they gain a red reticle around them, and also extra fire will spit off and spew at other players for extra damage.
It's better than Gloomy, but it's still not that good.
For style points, I want to put it in no fuck because it looks good.
Not really. It's just a copy. Similar with Basilisk, it's just a copy.
Okay,
Dragon.
so let's just put the Sierra move on.
This is the worst ultimate in the game. It's insanely slow. It does it stun? It does stun.
It does stun. Very
hard to hit because you can't even see if you're hitting them because there's so much dust in your eyes.
Very small range.
But it's not that good. Shattering Eruption is my absolute favorite move in the entire game. It's just the biggest explosion in the entire game. It almost reaches the skybox.
It's just the most beautiful thing.
Massive. It is beautiful to look at. It does a crap ton of damage, insane knockback, and it stuns during the startup, which is really good.
It's just a very good ultimate, and it's a very beautiful ultimate.
Yeah.
Now, Hell's Core. Definitely an oh fuck when you see this.
You will see a lot of Hell's Core play with this game.
It's basically Explosion, but instead of up, it's everywhere.
Yeah. It's not as big as Explosion. It has a better sound effect. I wish Explosion had a bit better sound effect. That's a negative for Explosion.
It basically, you start charging. It's a very telltale sign when you start charging. Bunch of blaze columns will like spew around you and then big explosion. One damage.
It leaves a very, very high damage fire after you've done it.
Like,
it doesn't stun during the startup, meaning it's very slow as well. But
yeah, but it's a very big attack, and also if you're stuck in the attack, you're also permanently blinded for the rest of the attack because it is a very
ending move.
Poison Barrage is meh. No, it's just bad. It doesn't do much damage. It's fast, but it does, and it stuns, but it doesn't do any damage.
It deals the least damage of any ultimate in the game, excluding time for
reasons. We'll get to that.
Time isn't infinite.
Time is there.
Oh,
it's
there,
right on
your it deals like the least damage.
Yeah, this is probably the second most used ultimate in the game. It looks awesome.
It's very good.
You fly up into a gravity globe. You throw a bunch of blocks as well as other players around.
But it's definitely no fuck when you see it. Everyone's reaction when they see a gravity orb, because it appears so quickly you have barely any time to react.
Yeah, it's very
definitely an oh fuck. I think it's above Hell's Core and oh fuck.
Yeah. ISO is just Hell's Core, but it freezes you
and deals damage over time. But you can also follow up with extra attacks, so I think it just...
The freeze isn't that long, I'd put it in there. It's not... Because it's pretty easy to dodge as well, since you don't even have to use a movement ability to get out of it.
Ethereal Acumen is, by far one of the coolest looking ultimates, because that's its intention.
It's extremely slow, which is not very good, but it looks awesome.
You basically become an optical illusion and throw playing cards at your
opponents. You're basically immune during it. I don't actually think your hitbox is visible.
Yeah. I guess it goes up there.
Lava. This is probably one of the worst ultimates in the game. It doesn't stun. Why doesn't it stun?
It doesn't stun. It's literally this, but it doesn't stun.
It's slow moving spells that don't stun. Why don't they stun?
Why would you use it? Blaze Judgment. One of the funnest.
This is Hell's Core, but you can throw it.
Definitely on plus one.
I love this move.
It's got satisfying sound effect as well. And this move is actually meant to blind you. Hell's Core is not, but it does. Now, this move actually, a great tree of evolution, used to be the laggiest ultimate in the game until like the most recent change was. It's no longer the laggiest ultimate in the game. You become a giant tree.
You become a giant tree, and you throw nuts at people.
Let me explain this ultimate in one short sentence. I'll save you. Tree powers activate.
Turns into tree. That's basic. Nightmare suffers from the same problem as Illusion, except it doesn't look cool.
Nightmare
it's
literally
very slow. It has a 3-person limit, which makes it useless in survival. And it's just... I'd put it in bad. If you catch an enemy with it, it does heal you a lot. And it's the only ultimate that heals.
Oh, no, that's wrong. I forgot to mention, Arcane Guardian heals you for 25 health per second, even if you don't hit anybody.
But yeah, Nightmare heals you for 8 health per hit, which is usually like 70 health per second if you get 3 players. But it's just so slow. And it doesn't look
Can
good.
we also mention, for naming purposes, Nightmare loses 100% of the time because Nightmare's ultimate is called Nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, for naming purposes, Ethereal Acumen, Shattering Eruption, Ablaze Judgment, all the ultimates names are cool. And then you just got Nightmare.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Now, Immolate
is
one of the coolest designed,
Yeah.
and not very good, but coolest designed ultimates ever. I'd put it in God. Nah, just don't fuck.
I want
You turn into a literal phoenix and you spew rainbow fireballs across the stage, and then when it times up, or you can end it early with Y, the phoenix dive bombs the ground and creates a massive explosion. It's awesome.
Okay, people know it's not that scary because it doesn't deal that much damage compared to other ultimates. But when you see it, it's definitely oh fuck, because oh fuck, there's a giant phoenix coming to.
It's very hard to aim with, since your fire covers most of the screen.
But might I just mention this? Immolate is the go-to recovery move on Heaven for last-second recoveries. If you fall off, you can just fly back up.
Yeah, because you use it for great vertical height too.
Yeah, scintillating plasma.
This move looks awesome.
I've always loved this ultimate. It's just a very good ultimate. You basically become a ball of fluctuating plasma that pulls enemies in.
It's relatively fast. It sucks in decent-ish damage. It doesn't last very long.
But it does do good damage. I want to say it's oh fuck because you see it.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
No, I put it down because if you see it, it doesn't have much range. So unless you're inside the guy summoning it, you can kind of just walk away. Reaper's Raid. I would put this in. God damn it! It freezes everyone in near you. Place. It has no vertical height limit. It has different animations and damage values depending on how many players you hit. And you just turn into a Reaper and you teleport between each enemy. And if there's only one enemy, you kind of just stand next to them and hit them in the head rapidly with your scythe.
One downside, if players are good, they actually get unstunned. Like, they're still stuck in place, but they can use attacks for a little bit before the attack ends. They can time an AoE to deal damage to you. 4-player limit, it doesn't have any higher than 4 players. You can only hit 4 players at once.
Yeah, you wouldn't use this in survival anyway, because take damage in.
Slowly sliding.
Sands doesn't even have an ultimate.
Almighty Push is fine as a regular move, but as an ultimate, it's not an ultimate, so...
Yeah.
King Slime.
King Slime is awesome. It's just scintillating plasma, except without spikes. You just turn into a ball, you drop those sticky slime puddles behind you, and you just roll around. Anyone you touch is picked up and rolls around with you, and it lasts so long. It has proper bouncing physics. It's awesome.
Now, this move is one of the most instant final ultimates, even though it's not instant.
It's insanely loud, as the name would suggest, sound.
It's Ultrasonic Whale. Also another really cool name. Basically, you start charging, or you can just... It's the only ultimate you can charge. The only ultimate you can charge.
Yeah.
But the longer you charge, the wider the hitbox gets. But charging...
If you hit a player, they get tagged with a pink aura, and then once you finish charging it, you let go, charge up for a second, you throw a massive pink fireball that bounces between every player, and is guaranteed to hit them no matter how far away they are if they change direction.
The person who's hit last, if they're near a wall or anything, the explosion will deal extra damage to them.
Yeah.
Definitely a goddammit, because it is incredibly difficult to escape. It happens near instantaneously.
Supernova just feels like budget Hell's Core. It's very slow. The stun, it's very short range. It doesn't do much damage. It does a lot of knockback. It's not very good.
We just want it to be better. For style points, it's up there. But for everything else, it's down here.
I love Cosmic Shrine, personally. It's bad, but it traps everyone in it. You're almost guaranteed to die if you actually hit someone with it. It does a decent damage. It looks awesome. I'd just put it in bad. But yeah.
I personally just don't like it. Now, Ghastly Grasp.
I hate this move, but it is very highly used. So many people like it. You just make a big orb above you that throws out hands that rapidly grab people.
Spirit's ultimate is literally the definition of you want to throw hands, kid? Well, I can throw hands, kid. Literally. Lightning Execution.
It's just Ghastly Grasp, but with lightning that you can aim.
Except it doesn't hit multiple targets unless you actually... This is the Okay, Virtual Zone is the only single target ultimate in the game. For that, it's already low, but its redeeming factor is that it deals 700 damage.
Yeah.
So
then again, so does the basic tech combo. I'd put it in bad. It is, as an ultimate, it is just a message. You are sending a message if you use that.
Right, sorry, I forgot. It's the second single hit target. I forgot Water Dragon resists.
Yeah.
Now,
Water Dragon, yeah. No, Water Dragon is the similar thing. You summon a dragon, you aim it, the dragon flies off wherever you're aiming. If it misses, it misses, there goes your mana. If it hits someone, does 100 damage, flies up, keeps them trapped, and then slams back into them and does a crap ton of damage. If you hit someone with it in a team, they are almost to die because they are held in place for a very long time. You can move whilst using it. It's bad because single target for an ultimate, and it's very easy to miss. But yeah.
Stop describing like the wiki would.
I wasn't, bitch.
Time. Now, this is the only ultimate rating among other moves. If you have a good moveset that is cheap and deals lots of damage to enemies stuck in place.
Yeah. It is cool. It also only costs 500 mana, but it has the longest cooldown in the game.
That's
for 2 minutes.
Okay, the reason... Okay, basically you drop a giant clock and anyone in the AoE is just perma-stunned in time until the attack ends, which lasts quite a bit. You are free.
And it is the only ultimate that you can still perform attacks in whilst it's active.
That is... Well, yeah. I mean, Vehement Blizzard, while they're frozen, you can still attack them.
No, well, you still have to charge it and then attack's done.
But this attack is pretty much instantaneous. You have to be very good at dodging things to escape, unless you're like not that close to somebody who's using it.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest ultimate in the game purely because you actually need mana to make the ultimate good. But if you have a combo that leaves like...
I would put it down a bit because 500 mana when you could just get the same thing with Temporal Trap pretty much for just damage as well. It's a lot of commitment. It's good if you hit multiple players.
For style points, Void Opening is down here because it looks shit. But
Void Opening is open a ball, sucks people in, blinds them, slow as crap, it never hits, and it's just not fun to use or get hit by. Yeah. No one uses it. The wind move is fun.
Okay. Now, let's just say this. Excluding Nightmare, of course. We've got all these cool names. Shattering Eruption, Reaper's Rage, Ultrasonic Whale. This one just sounds underwhelming. Wind Gust. A gust is a single blow of wind. This is a fucking tornado. You become a tornado. That's all I have to say. It's decent.
Even the Great Tree of Abolition sounds...
What the fuck does abolition even mean? Like...
Destruction, destroying, that kind of stuff.
Hold a second, we just need to go over these names. We've got Searing Heave, Meteor's Declivity, fuck you, Void Opening, Virtual Zone, Water Dragon, Lightning Execution, Cosmic Shrine, Supernova, Poison Bomb Barrage, Nightmare, Swords Dance,
Toxic Basilisk,
Vehement Blizzard, pretty cool name actually, Great Tree of Abolition, is it Grand or Great?
Great.
Crystalline Annihilation, Wind Gust, Gloomy Glare, Ominous Wrath, Swords Barrage, Ethereal Acumen, Arcane Guardian, Scintillating Plasma, Ghastly Grasp, Immolate,
Blaze Judgment,
Hell's Core, Gravitational Pull or Field?
I think it's Gravity Field.
Gravitational Field. King Slime, The World. Is that a JoJo reference?
It is a JoJo reference.
I know. Ultrasonic Whale, Reaper's Rage, Polaris, and...
Eruption.
Yeah, sure.
I think Ultrasonic Whale and a Blaze Judgment have got to be my two favorite move names in the game. It's just such a good. But like, is it as good as Ultrasonic Whale? Because I didn't know what a whale was referring to sound, so I always imagined you were just throwing a fucking whale at them.
Did you know that if you lay a whale sideways on a basketball court, you'd have to cancel the game?
Yeah, but that is every move and every ultimate ranked. The ultimate ranked very inconsistently based on style and usefulness, but...
Do we rank every element?
No. Maybe in a different video.
Maybe in a different video. Totally not.
But yeah, that's it.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Hope
Stay
you found that
sus.
helpful. This was primarily supposed to be helpful, not for entertainment. Totally not. We didn't do this because we were bored. We never get bored. We're gamers. We're gamers.
Yeah, it's not like we spend hours a day playing games.